Hey folks, how's it going? This is Iron Seagull here, back with another speculation video about the next expansion pack that's supposed to have a neighborly theme according to the newest roadmap. So I already talked about a possible world with this pack, but this is about the gameplay features, and I actually found this just by stumbling upon a comment on the roadmap tweet when they posted that a few days ago. This comes from Hani Bobani. My best guess for the expansion pack from survey circa 2014. This was actually in October 2014, just a month after the game came out. So that's nearly a decade old. That'll be just wild if any of this comes true. So take this with a huge grain of salt, but thanks to Sims VIP for providing the screenshot. The description reads, Town Life. Creates a vibrant and evolving new town for your Sims to explore. Build out your town with new venues including pop-up restaurants, coffee shops, farmers markets, amongst others. Change the rules of your town by becoming mayor and making your own laws, or use new neighborhood editing tools to fully customize your town as you see fit. Whoa, okay, so after almost a decade of the game being out, we might finally have the ability to edit our existing towns outside of the space within the pre-designated lots. So not like a full-on create a world tool like we have with The Sims 3, but still better than what we have now. Or at least that's how I interpret it. So it would be something more along the lines of the tool mod by Twisted Maxi, which would still be a massive game changer if this was something that everyone could have. Then you could make your worlds feel more alive with more activities that you could do out in the world. Then they talk about more potential features for this Town Life expansion pack. Brand new venues. Visit a variety of new places around town, including restaurants, coffee shops, and laundromats. Community events. Participate in new events happening all over town. Buy fresh groceries from the farmer's market, or have a fancy dinner at an exclusive pop-up restaurant. Be the mayor. Get into a career as a local politician. Start off as a community organizer, setting up protests at the new City Hall venue. Get enough support and become the mayor, making new laws that affect the whole world. Customize the town, decorate your entire town with new neighborhood editing tools. Control which Sims visit the town, and even which ones move in with a variety of new options. Now that's a feature I think many of us would love, because I know there's so many complaints about how annoying it is when celebrities appear outside of Del Sol Valley and just completely break the immersion, and then paparazzi are everywhere and fans are just fainting on the floor. So that would be amazing if we could control that, or even just simply seeing Nancy Landgrab pop up in the middle of the woods in Henford on Bagley, so it could prevent that as well. The rest of the stuff, though, is another big reason why I'm saying to take this whole thing with a huge grain of salt, because we have some overlap with things that we have in the game. We have restaurants because of Dine Out, we have coffee shops because of Get Together, and, well, it wasn't specifically focused on laundromats, but we have laundry day stuff. With the farmer's market, we do have food stalls, but I guess not quite in the manner of it being a full-on farmer's market. And we already have a political career with City Living, which actually, funny enough, that same survey does mention a theoretical City Living expansion pack. The name ended up being completely accurate, but there was initially a different focus with bands and DJs being included. We of course have DJs now because of Get Together, but I really hope we get bands still. That's one of my most wanted packs at the moment. Speaking of names, it is funny they suggest the name Town Life, because we've seen that name before with the Sims 3 Town Life stuff. I actually quite like that pack, but that is the nature of surveys. Some things do come true but aren't always exactly the same, and some things don't come true at all, so I don't expect that name to stick. I get a much more urban vibe from the roadmap with some of the ambient noise, like the car horn, and also them using hustle and bustle as one of the just like leading terms for this season. So I think we are getting a full-on city like San Myshuno again, and not just like a medium-sized town. Also with the roadmap, that blog post I talked about in a previous video on the official Sims website, one of the clues that they give is building a new home for you and yours, or cultivating a local community. So that does kind of sound like it could go with the idea of having a mayor career if that makes it into the game. But yeah, with things like restaurants and coffee shops and laundromats suggested that we already have in the game, there's probably going to be something different in its place. I mean, yeah, there's the more cynical side where it's like, oh, well, it's The Sims 4, they reuse gameplay features a lot and they take stuff out of packs, but I really don't think they would take out the, like, complete main selling points of packs like Dine Out and Laundry Day. That would be like if they had taken seasons out of seasons and also make them part of Snowy Escape and not just the winter portion for one single world. I guess since part of the survey specifically mentions pop-up restaurants, that's not exactly something that we have in The Sims 4, though that would be great if that could integrate into Dine Out and be able to run our own. So it wouldn't be a refresh of Dine Out, but it would be something that adds to it, thanks to another pack. And it could just be like, oh, you have these pop-up restaurants that pop up outside of the editable lots in the public space, and then depending on the day they rotate out, so it could be a different type, like you could have a Filipino restaurant one day, an Italian one a different day, or something like that. And, I mean, this is getting even more ambitious, but perhaps it could even have some integration with Home Chef Hustle, because we know we are getting that food stand that we can run with that stuff pack. But I mean, if there was some integration with that, then it would make a lot more sense as to why these two packs are being paired under the same season with this whole hustle and bustle. If we do get a mayor career, it would be interesting if we get our Sims into that position, but then that position is threatened by elections where Sims could potentially take your place, and if you're not a good mayor, then you may get voted out. So that could be a potentially really interesting thing to see in The Sims 4 that they didn't really dive into with this survey. So then that could also tie into this whole neighborly theme that they're hinting at, where you would build up communication with your neighbors and perhaps get them to help you get voted into office. And then there are some policies that you could run per world or even per neighborhood, but then maybe that would be a little too much like Eco Lifestyle, but at least for the whole world you could apply certain rules. Not too sure what those would be, where they would be unique enough compared to Eco Lifestyle, but perhaps there could be some things like one policy that would make it so that you could earn a lot more money in certain careers while you're living in that city, but there could be some kind of drawback at the same time. Oh, like maybe they'd have to work more hours or something, just so that there is a difference even when you are in the same career. If you're in a different world, there could be some differences besides the career branch that you choose eventually. There is also plenty of speculation that there will be a real estate aspect to this, like maybe being able to become a real estate agent, or being able to at least own a second property or more than just two. So that I could imagine taking the place of features in the survey that we already have in the game. On top of that, briefly bringing up my speculation video about the new world being possibly Thailand inspired, then they'll probably integrate aspects of Thai culture into the pack. I'm not sure how much of that would translate into gameplay mechanics rather than just cosmetics, but we did see Pad Thai on the roadmap, so we'll probably get some new Thai food, and that could integrate into pop-up restaurants if we get those. Maybe they would reuse the feature from Snowy Escape with house rules where you can establish whether Sims wear shoes while inside the house or not. They could include a new greeting type for that world. Like even recently we did get the Suli Suli one with Horse Ranch. So this time they could include a traditional Thai introduction called Y, W-A-I, where you press your palms together above chest level while slightly bowing with your head. We do have bowing in the game with Snowy Escape, but that of course is the Japanese inspired form of it. That is pretty much it for now, so some potentially interesting ideas, many that I expect to change. I would not be surprised if none of this comes true, but if this pack gets announced and we can become mayor, then wow, they are still looking at ideas from surveys that they did almost a decade ago. That would be quite something. Feel free to let me know your thoughts in the comment section below on these ideas, and be sure to subscribe if you'd like to keep up with my latest gaming content. I will talk to you all later, and have a great day. Thanks for watching!